When I first held that tiny baby in my arms, I thought I'd never love anything more. She had my eyes, or at least, that's what everyone said. My wife, Emily, looked at me with tears in her eyes and whispered, "She's perfect." I believed her. For the next year, our life felt like a dream. Sleepless nights, baby giggles, soft mornings filled with bottles and lullabies. I thought we were the perfect family. But perfect doesn't last forever. It started with whispers. A friend of mine mentioned seeing Emily having lunch with someone from her office, a man she used to date before you two got serious. I laughed it off. Emily was loyal, kind, devoted. Or so I believed. But then small things began to change. She guarded her phone like it was gold. She started working late. And when I'd ask, her answers were always sharp and defensive. One night, while she was asleep, I noticed her phone light up. A message preview flashed, "I miss you too." I froze. My heart raced, but I didn't open it. I didn't want to become that husband, the one who snoops and doubts. But the next morning, I couldn't ignore it anymore. I asked her directly, "Is there someone else?" She looked shocked, then offended. "How dare you?" she yelled. "You think I'd cheat while raising your child?" Those words should have comforted me. But they didn't. Something about the way she said, "your child," stuck in my head. Weeks later, our daughter fell sick. We had to do some tests. Nothing major, just precautionary genetic screening. That's when everything shattered. The doctor called me in privately and said something I'll never forget. "Sir, we found some irregularities in the paternity results related to your daughter's blood type. Are you sure you're her biological father?" My knees gave out. I felt the world tilt. I went home, silent. I didn't confront Emily right away. I just watched her. The way she smiled at our daughter, the way she acted like nothing was wrong. That night, I found the courage to ask again, calmly this time, "Emily, I need to know. Is she mine?" She froze. The silence that followed told me everything. Tears welled in her eyes, but I didn't need words. She whispered, "I made a mistake, but it didn't mean anything. Please don't leave." But I already had. Not physically, not yet, but something in me broke that moment. The trust, the love, the future we built, all gone. The next morning, I packed a bag, left a note, and walked away from the life I once dreamed of. I didn't yell, didn't seek revenge. I just disappeared. 4 years, I lived quietly in another city. I changed my number, deleted social media, and focused on work. Every night though, I'd lie awake wondering about that little girl. She wasn't mine by blood, but she had been mine in every other way. Sometimes I'd dream about her calling me Daddy, and I'd wake up with tears in my eyes. Life slowly started to heal me. I built a small business, made new friends, and tried to bury the past. Then, one cold morning 5 years later, there was a knock on my door. I opened it, and there she was, Emily. She looked older, tired, like someone who had been carrying guilt for too long. She didn't speak at first. She just held out a small hand. Beside her stood a little girl, about 6 years old, clutching a worn-out teddy bear. My heart nearly stopped. It was her. "Daddy," she whispered. My world froze. Emily's voice trembled. She's been asking about you for years." I couldn't lie to her anymore. I told her the truth, that you were the man who loved her first. I didn't know what to do. Anger, sadness, love, confusion, all tangled inside me. I wanted to slam the door. But when that little girl hugged my leg and said, "I missed you," I broke down. We sat in silence for a long time. Emily explained that after I left, her affair ended quickly. The other man wanted nothing to do with the child. She'd raised her alone, working 2 jobs. "I know I don't deserve forgiveness," she said, "but she deserves to know the man who truly cared." I didn't respond right away. How could I? The pain was still there. But looking at that child, innocent, full of life. I realized none of this was her fault. Over the next months, we slowly rebuilt something. Not a marriage, but a bridge for the sake of the little girl who once called me Daddy. I started visiting her on weekends, taking her to the park, reading bedtime stories over the phone. She began calling me Dad again, without hesitation. And every time she smiled, I remembered why I'd once loved her mother, and why I couldn't let bitterness define me anymore. Emily eventually remarried, and I truly wished her well. We never rekindled what we had, but we both found peace in the truth. Sometimes, forgiveness isn't about forgetting the past, it's about freeing yourself from it. Years later at her graduation, that same little girl, now grown, hugged me and whispered, "Thank you for being my real father." And in that moment, I finally understood. I hadn't lost everything that day I walked away. I had just taken a longer road to find what love really means. Broken heart moral. Sometimes the blood in our veins doesn't make us family, the love in our heart does. And even after betrayal, peace comes when you choose compassion over revenge.